What's a question that you have for the generations that grew up without the internet? I'll go first. How did you figure out literally anything?
All right, I'm going to take this question, but pay attention. I'm going to go fast.
All right, so this is our Google Maps. It's an actual map. You picked them up at the gas station, the Five and Dime, the grocery store, just about everywhere. You kept them in the glove box of your car. It was like folding a fitted sheet that once you unfolded them, you can never refold them right. This was our Google. If you needed to know anything, you looked it up in the Encyclopedia Britannica or the World Book, whatever it was. Now, if you didn't have these at home or you needed other resources, you hauled your cookies to the library. This is our Google search bar. We called it a card catalog. You looked up what you needed and you headed out into the library to find it. Let's talk recipes. First thing you did, you asked Grandma. And if she didn't know a recipe off the top of her head, you know what she did? She got out her recipe box. These held the treasures of our families. And if Grandma wasn't around, most people had cookbooks in their homes. And if you didn't have a cookbook, you headed back to the library, back to the card catalog, and you looked up what you needed. Since we're talking about books, did you know every product came with an owner's manual? Yep. It told you how to change the batteries in something, how to change the spark plugs, how to fix something, if it was broken. Everything had an owner's manual, a physical owner's manual. If something was broken and you couldn't fix it on your own, you had to call a repairman. See that right there? That's a phone book. White pages were for personal numbers, yellow pages were for businesses. And guess what else a phone book had too if you needed it? Maps! Phones today, you just look at your phone to tell the time. If you wanted to use your phone to tell time, you had to call a number, and you had to pay for it.
The time from your telephone company is 9:33.
But really, if we just wanted to tell time, all we did was look at the wall and look at a clock. And if you had to get up early, you set an actual alarm clock. All right, now my favorite part, music. So I guess you would consider this like Apple or Spotify. We would go to the malls or a record store and you would sift through albums and albums to play on your record player. If you didn't have a record player, maybe you had an 8-track, or you had a radio, or you had a boombox, or you had something that took cassettes. Now, if you wanted to make a playlist, this is how you made a playlist. You made a mixtape. You would have to sit and listen to the DJ talk, and as soon as he finished talking, you'd hit play and record simultaneously. It was an art form. Oh my God, the pressure and the hours spent just making a mixtape. All right, let's talk movies. This is how you guys stream movies. I'm going to show you how we streamed movies. Yep, we showed up at a Blockbuster, and nothing was ever left on a Friday night except like 4 copies of Tank Girl. Oh, and one more thing. If you needed a flashlight or a calculator, you actually had to have a flashlight or a calculator.
And that's how we figured stuff out. And it seems harder, right? It seems more complicated. Guess what? It wasn't.